Hello, it's me again. It's a little update video. Might be a little bit croaky because I was at the RMC, the Retro Collective Cave yesterday with Thomas, my son. Yeah, it was brilliant. There were all kinds of people there. Mike Daly was there. I've never met him before, so that was a treat to finally meet him and shake his hand. There were so many people there that it was one of those days that you just never stop talking. And yes, I had just a brilliant day, and Thomas had just the best time. And that was what this weekend for us was all about, is a father-son thing. And I just wanted to take him out and let him loose on everybody, and everybody there was just fantastic. A special mention to Holly and Dan. Dan was fantastic with Thomas and made him a special volunteer lanyard. So Thomas was a volunteer for the day, meeting and greeting people, and it was just brilliant for him. He absolutely made the whole thing brilliant and special. And Holly is just a force of nature, and Thomas is very fond of Holly, and he's very fond of Neil, and didn't like it when Neil went out of his sight. But yeah, we just had a great day, and I brought some stuff back, so I thought I would open some things up here and just explain what I brought back to the workshop. I have a package that arrived the day before I went, and I'll get to that at the end. I also have a box here from Heba, and I can't show you what's inside there, but that'll be coming on the channel, on the More Fun Making It channel soon, which is quite exciting, and I'm really looking forward to having a look at what's in that box, because it's something I've never seen before. Well, I've never experienced myself before, so I will be doing that for the first time on camera. Right, so first things first, Henry was there, and he brought me some goodies. These are a couple of bits that I asked if he had. These are for ZX Max 128 build, so I'm gonna put those with that. They go over there. He also loaned me his GBSC, and because this is my capture device. This is a Retro Scaler 2X. It's a Retro Tink knockoff, and it has been working fine up until like the last few weeks, and the composite input on it has just gone to junk. And I've tried fixing it. I've had it apart and tried to bend the contacts back into place, but it doesn't seem to make any difference. It's just really poor. He's loaned me this one, which is the previous version of there's now a GBSC Pro version, which is all of this is in a much more kind of factory looking case, so injection molded case, with all of the boards I think have been incorporated. But I think it has the same functionality as this one, so we thought it would be a good idea if I tried this one out first before I committed to getting another one. And so this has got HDMI output, and that says lowest resolution video output. So I don't know what that is. There's a weird DIN plug there, and VGA is that output, and it's got color or black and white there. Switch, HDMI on or off. That's good. RGB HV to RGB S on or off. Note, when using lowest resolution video output, please turn off the HDMI signal, turn on this switch, and TV lines will automatically turn off. Okay, and it's got SCART output and a VGA, sorry, input. No, yeah, SCART input, VGA input, only applicable to RGB, S and VGA signal. RGB again, setting 3 color balance. I don't understand this. There's a lot of instructions on this, and you're never sure what is related to what. Reminder, the converter cannot connect multiple sets of input and output devices at the same time. That would be quite impressive if it did. But the most important thing that this one's got is composite and S-video. So to replace this, I've already got an RGB converter. I've got an OSSC, which does absolutely fine. But it would be nice to have something all in one, and then I could, retire the OSSC. But this gives me, well, this does RGB here, but there's no SCART input on this one, but it does S-video and composite. Don't know what that one is. Maybe that is the composite. It says compatibility mode. I would have thought that that was composite with audio, and this is YPBBR. Anyway, they're all marked, so there's probably instructions somewhere. And there's a saturation and brightness control here, and a hue control here. There's buttons here. This one is the on-off button, and this one is the RGB sync on-off, and this one is the green sync on-off. And it's got a little Wi-Fi module and a screen. Don't know what this does. That's probably to control the menus on the screen, I should think, and the button. And yeah, the Wi-Fi module, there's a web interface to control the whole thing as well. Oh look, there's more here. Instructions. Connect to Wi-Fi. Ah, right. Okay. That's how to connect to the Wi-Fi. When connecting to RGBS signal, please turn RGBS signal, sync signal. Turn on RGBS sync signal. And when connecting to 480p progressive RGBS signal, please turn on RGBS sync and green signal. And green sync. When connecting component signal, please turn off RGBS sync. When connecting composite, AV, S-video, VGA signal, please turn on green sync and turn off RGBS sync. So I'll test this out later when I get a bit more time. Thank you, Henry. That's really kind of you to lend me that. So I do have a replacement for this coming from Bobbin Threadbare, who's sending me an earlier version of this. So I think it's the RetroTink 2X that he says he doesn't need anymore, and he's really kindly sending. That's in the post and on its way. But yeah, I need this so that I can make videos. What else have we got? So I saw Rob Taylor was there. Rob Taylor's always got some PCBs for me, and he's given me this 6A purple Spectrum motherboard. He's also given me a couple of ZTX 8401s. So they will live in there. And that's most of that board built. Thank you, Rob. He also gave me a different revision of the... This is revision 8A, but I don't know what revision of the Board Folk Amiga 500 plus this is. But another one of these. So I've got to build one of these up for myself, and I have got. I don't know what I've done with it, but yeah, this will be the one that I make up for myself when I get round to it. But I think they've made some modifications to this one over the other one. He said there's something to do with the choke up here that's slightly different. But anyway. That's something to build later. And when I've got spare motherboards left over, which I will have because he's given me a few, I'll give them away to people in the community eventually. These are from Chris. Actually, no, the ZTX 8401s are not from Rob Taylor. These are from Chris Malin, Cathers. And Chris gave me those, and these ZX81 tactile keyboard PCBs. So you can use tack switches, and apparently these fit inside a ZX81 case. So that will fit in there somehow. And I'll have a mechanical keyboard ZX81. What a thing that will be. Yeah, sorry, Chris. It was a lot going on. It was a big old blur. So I got this was in the post this morning. This is from Chris Grayling sent me this. I can't turn it over because it's got his address on the other side. And he sent me some and these are from Japan, I'm assuming. His wife went over recently, and he's brought back some snacks. Now, he has sent me some stuff before. I don't know about this one, but he sent one of these before. Oh, look, it's got broken. And I'm sorry, Chris, but that's horrible. I didn't like that at all. I don't know what that yellow stuff is, but it didn't go down well at all the last time I ate that one. So I'm going to let someone else eat that. But these look nice. These look fun, and I will chomp away on those. But yeah, he picked up while his wife was there. He asked her to order some nozzles for my desolder station because these nozzles are super expensive, and they do get rough and start to wear out. So he picked up a couple for me on the cheap, and I'm going to make him accept payment for these because I did ask him to buy them. But yeah, that's super handy. They're slightly different. There's a narrow one and a thicker one, but they've got the same nozzle size. So yeah, they're 1.3 millimeter. Oh no, 1 millimeter and 1.3 millimeter. So they are different. Excellent. They will go in the ready stash. Thank you, Chris. That's really kind of you to sort that out for me. Well packaged as well. Speaking of well packaged, this arrived from McLegend off of my Discord, and this this was in a box, bubble wrapped, but it had this box inside. Now that's how you pack something. We've got a note and we've got some bits and pieces. Let's get all of this out. AO 2600, so you know about socket. And what's this? How did you do this? Atari 2600. Hack the planet. Excellent. Oh, these boxes are so handy for me. That will turn into a project box. In fact, I'll be keeping the 2600 in there because that is what he has sent, an Atari 2600 Junior, and that's an empty case. Looks like the board is in there, but let's have a quick look at this case. It's not quite blue tape, but at least it's not packing tape. There we go. So we've got the case with the RF shields and the screws inside. And there's a little bit of rust along the back of there, so there'll be fun on the motherboard to be had. And vacuum packed. This is the best packing I've ever seen. Let's have a look at the note. Lee, I hope this has made it to you safe and has been given the highly coveted More Fun Fixing Award for packing. Mate, you get a gold medal. Enclosed is the Atari 2600 Junior. It definitely looks like there is a pin missing on the cartridge slot. The board came to me broken. It has been recapped and composite mod installed. No idea if these were done correctly or not. The only work I have done to the board is to try and repair the snapped off legs on one of the chips and soldered in some component legs on it. If all it's good for is a donor board, then so be it. I don't know if it's rare or not, but it's the only case I've ever seen that doesn't have a silver band across the top. This one is all black. I don't think my Atari 2600s are handy, so I can't compare. I've got a Junior somewhere else, but yeah, this is all black. It's like a Vader 2600. Also enclosed are 3 project kits from a group buy that went wrong. I was left holding the bag, and that can happen. An A8 Pico cartridge, which I have got some Pico cartridges, for the 800, 400, 800, 1200, XL, XE. Does it work? Oh, it doesn't work with the, I don't think it works with the original 400 and 800. I think it's just the XL ones. Anyway, all listed on its GitHub page, as well as the software. I ordered through-hole push switches, but surface mount ones landed. If you straighten out the legs, they will fit in through the holes. Let's have a look. Oh, he's printed a nice case as well for it. And the Pico is included. So the Pico that is used with this one is not a standard Pico. These ones have more memory and a different pin out. Oh, there's the... I have got some tack switches that will suit this, so I'll just use those. But a nice red board and the Pico, and a really nicely printed case as well. Really translucent. Perfect. What's in here? This is the next thing. I think this is why I got left holding the bag, but I think some of the others didn't realise that this wasn't a flash cart for the 2600. and didn't want them. But it kind of is a flash card. It just hasn't got SD mounted or an ST slot mount. You actually plug the Pico in with USB-C, this Pico, and transfer the games onto that cartridge. It won't hold the whole collection, but it'll hold quite a few. Novelty Donkey Kong 2600 PCB. EEPROM is ready to go. The PCB can be used with any 2K or 4K game, just need to swap the EEPROM over. If you have a spare ZIF socket, I would fit that instead of the socket enclosed for even easier swapping. I'll probably just find a game that I really like. If it's got Donkey Kong on here, I'll probably leave that on there. And yeah, look at that. That's nice. This side will be placed in the same direction as the Atari 2600's connectors. Donkey Kong. Nice. And Halo 2600 cartridge kit, EEPROM ready to go. It's a Halo game written under license from Xbox, under license. Freely downloadable from Atari Age. Brilliant game and was only written a little while ago. Note there is no socket for either chip in this kit. If you socket them, they don't fit in the case. Right, that's a good point. So they'll have to be soldered direct. What a lovely case. That's a really nice print. All the bits needed in there. There's even got the prongs to open up the cartridge slot. I'll think about putting them up on the Discord to see if people would be interested. Excellent. Thank you very much. Let's have a look at this Atari. Oh yeah, it's been properly composite modded. So there is a pin missing, the second one along in this socket down here is missing. And what I'm going to have to do is see if I can replace that somehow with, I don't know, I'm not sure whether there is anything that I can do with that, because they're going to run through to this side. I have to see what I've got hanging around. If anyone's got a replacement cartridge or an idea of what I can do with this, then please let me know, because I think that's going to be tricky. But I will desolder that and pull it apart and see. There might be some pins on here that are not connected to anything, and I can swap them around. If that's the case, or if there are pins that are connected together, I'll only need to rely on one of them, and hopefully the one that's inside the cartridge won't be relying on both connections. It's a slim chance, but you never know. I've also got a 2600 Junior that is in poor condition, and it might be beyond repair, and if it is, I'll just use the slot in here. Looks like, yeah, that's where the RF modulator was, and they've put this composite mod board. I'll probably take that out and put my own one in. I've got one that's slightly different that I really like, but I'll try this one first and see how it goes. But yeah, it's been it's had its electrolytic capacitors, he said, have been, yeah, this one's been changed. And but yeah, that'll be I'll have a look at that. I'm not sure what to do with it yet, but I have a combination of, you know, I'll probably find that I'll get both 2600s out for a repair video, and we'll see if we end up with one that works. Right, my voice is going now, so I think it's probably time I should go away, edit this and put it online for you to look at. And I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to watch the podcast. The latest one was Jim Leonard, and that I released on Sunday, and it was brilliant. It's probably my favourite one so far, but he's well worth a listen to. It's a longer one, but really, really good, really excellent. It was brilliant talking to him. Really enjoyed that. And I've got, who's after that? The week after, the Sunday after, is Alan Turvey, Happy Coding ZX, and then the week after that is Andrew Hutchings, the Linux Jedi. Oh, God, I just forget. Will be the week after that, and then on the 10th episode will be a special guest who I'm going to get in to do my anniversary episodes, hopefully on the 10th. And we'll have to work out what an anniversary episode is, whether we do it every 10, because he'll hate that, or it's probably going to be the 100th after that, which will be in 2 years' time. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.